Our next guest this evening is a Health Information Officer for Cancer Research UK.
That's right, and did you know today is in fact Sunscreen Day? And with the sunny season around the corner, we couldn't ask for a better guest. Fiona Osgun, welcome to Living the Life. Thank you so much for joining us today.
Thank you for having me.
What's the #1 mistake people make in the sun?
Well, I think often people make the mistake of just relying on sunscreen. So obviously we're talking about sunscreen today, and that is a good way to protect yourself, but actually spending some time in the shade when the sun's really strong. So in the UK, that's usually around 11 till 3, and covering up with clothing are both better ways to protect yourself when the sun's really strong, especially in the summer.
Okay, so other than sunscreen and shade, what else could other people do? I mean, I know I use sunscreen every morning, even in the winter, for example, and people say to me, but why? Can you tell us a bit more? Because I tell them, but perhaps you'll be able to enlighten them a bit more. Why do we need sunscreen in the winter?
Well, really, it depends on your skin type. So the best thing to do is sort of think about how you react to sun. So I think quite a lot of people have had occasions where maybe they have sunburnt, they haven't been as careful in the sun as they perhaps would have liked to be or should have been. So it's thinking about really what you can do next time. So what is it you did that time? Is it that you spent too long? Is it that you didn't put sunscreen on? Is it that you fell asleep in the garden and didn't come out of the sun? And had to spend some time in the shade. Exactly. So it's really just sort of thinking about what can you do next time and getting used to how your skin reacts in the sun, because everyone's different and there isn't a sort of one size fits all.
Sure. Now, let's be very clear. Spending too much time in the sun without protection, it can cause things like cancer, can't it? It
can, yeah. So the UV rays, which are from the sun, are the things which can damage our skin cells, and too much of that damage is what can lead to things like cancer. So sort of malignant melanoma, which is the most serious form of skin cancer, is the main cause of that is UV, so overexposure to UV from things like spending time in the sun or spending time on sunbeds.
Then can I ask you, recently there's been a lot of things in the news about certain lotions, sunscreen lotions, their SPF factors are not exactly meeting the required standards for regulations. Are Cancer Research doing anything to perhaps take an initiative to invent something for cancer, to prevent cancer with regards to SPF lotions?
Well, we do sort of try to tackle cancer from all fronts. So we fund a lot of research in the UK to sort of help better treatments, but that also covers things like prevention. So we work to try and understand sort of the risk factors for cancer, what are the things that people can maybe change in their lifestyles. So that includes things like we produce leaflets and things like that to help people become more aware of just the little changes they can make.
Because just the terminology maybe as well, because you said SPF. I don't know what SPF is. I mean, I know you're supposed, the higher the number of SPF, the more protection you have. What is SPF? Can you tell me, someone like me who doesn't know what SPF means, what does it mean? Yeah,
of course, there's quite a lot of jargon when it comes to things like sunscreen. So SPF stands for sun protection factor.
Okay.
And it's basically a measure. So when I said UV is the thing that we're talking about when we're talking about skin cancer and damage to your skin, it's a measure of a specific type. So it's UVB. And it just measures sort of how effective it is at protecting you. So for Cancer Research UK recommends that if you're using sunscreen, you try and get at least SPF 15. And there's another rating on bottles, which is the star system. So it goes up to 5 stars, and we recommend 4 stars or above. And it's just a measure of how much it protects you from those two different types of UV rays.
Let me ask you, okay, does the tone of your skin have anything to do with that? So if you have darker skin, for example, do you need a lower SPF? If you have lighter skin, do you need, I mean, just give me some guidance, because I'm going to go in the sun next week and I just want to know what I'm doing.
Well, your skin type definitely does affect how you react in the sun. So if you have a darker skin tone, so brown or black skin, can react slightly differently in the sun. People maybe don't burn as easily. They might be able to spend longer in the sun before seeing the same sorts of effects as someone who has very, very pale skin. But again, the recommendation from Cancer Research stays the same, so at least SPF 15 to sort of try and keep your skin protected when you're in the sun.
Brilliant.
And I wanted to say, you know, obviously you're going to have to dash off really soon, but we wanted to know, how can people find out more about this, about what you're doing for cancer research, as well as protecting the community for against sun damage?
Well, you can find out more information on our website, so cruk.org, and if you want to just look at sun stuff, that's cruk.org/sun. And you can also, if anyone has any questions, you can ring our nurses helpline, so that's 0808 800 4040, and they'll be happy to confidentially talk you through any problems you might have or questions.
Absolutely. That website was just on screen a second ago, by the way, so that's brilliant. Be sure to get in touch. Protect yourself with the sun out there. It's very, very important. And thank you so much for joining us, Fiona. It's been a pleasure.